We all think starting a car is foolproof. Just turn the key and go, right? Wrong. That simple moment when you fire up your engine is actually when most people accidentally trash their cars. Mechanics see it all the time. Drivers making tiny mistakes during startup that end up costing thousands down the road. The crazy part is, most people have no clue they're even doing it wrong. So let's break down what you might be doing that's slowly killing your engine. We all think starting a car is foolproof. Just turn the key and go, right? Wrong. That simple moment when you fire up your engine is actually when most people accidentally trash their cars. Mechanics see it all the time. Drivers making tiny mistakes during startup that end up costing thousands down the road. The crazy part is, most people have no clue they're even doing it wrong. So let's break down what you might be doing that's slowly killing your engine. Number 9. Ignoring battery corrosion. A car battery rarely fails without leaving a few warning signs, and one of the most overlooked is corrosion on the terminals. Over time, you may notice a chalky buildup that appears white, green, or even bluish. This residue forms as the battery ages and the chemicals inside begin to break down. At first, the corrosion may not seem like much more than a cosmetic issue, but if left untreated, it can quickly lead to bigger problems. Corrosion acts like a barrier between your battery and the electrical systems it powers. As the crust thickens, the current has a harder time flowing. This can weaken the battery's output, make it harder to start your engine, and even put strain on sensitive electronics. In severe cases, corrosion can shorten the life of the battery altogether, leaving you stranded when you least expect it. The good news is that prevention is simple. All it takes is disconnecting the battery, scrubbing the terminals with a wire brush, and applying a terminal cleaner to neutralize the buildup. Don't forget to check the attached cables as well. A few minutes of maintenance now can save you from unexpected breakdowns later, but some mistakes happen even when the car runs fine. Number 8. Cranking an already running engine. It is one of those mistakes most drivers make at least once. You either forget that the engine is already running or fail to release the ignition key quickly enough, so you twist it again. When that happens, you will immediately hear a harsh grinding sound. While the noise itself might seem like nothing more than an annoyance, it is actually a clear warning that mechanical parts are colliding in ways they should not. The grinding comes from the starter motor clashing with the engine's flywheel. The starter is designed to engage only when the engine is off, giving the flywheel the push it needs to turn over. If you force them together while the engine is already running, the teeth on both the starter and flywheel begin to wear down. Over time, this damage can become severe enough that the starter fails completely, or worse, the flywheel needs replacement. A damaged flywheel can cost well over $1,200 to fix, making this small mistake an expensive habit. If you are unsure whether the engine is on, the safer approach is to turn the key back to the off position and restart properly. That simple precaution avoids unnecessary damage. And while that protects your starter, accessories bring another debate. Number 7. Leaving accessories on. For years, drivers were told to turn off the radio, air conditioning, and every other accessory before starting their car. The old belief was that the surge of electricity needed to crank the engine would either damage those systems or drain the battery so much that the engine would struggle to start. While there was some truth to that in the past, it is no longer accurate for most vehicles on the road today. Modern cars are built with protective relays and smarter electrical systems. When you turn the key or push the start button, the car automatically prioritizes the starter motor. That means accessories such as the stereo or climate control do not receive power during ignition. This design prevents damaging surges and ensures that the maximum amount of current is directed towards starting the engine. There are a few exceptions. Certain cars with weaker electrical designs, including some models from Fiat, MG, or Chrysler, may still benefit from switching accessories off before startup. Older vehicles, especially those with worn batteries, also sometimes struggle if too many systems are running at once. For most modern drivers, though, leaving the radio or AC on at startup is harmless and will not shorten your battery's life. Still, even healthy batteries cannot replace basic fluid checks. Number 6. Skipping fluid checks. There was a time when checking fluid levels was part of every driver's routine before hitting the road. Today, most people rely entirely on dashboard warnings, assuming the car's electronics will alert them in time. The problem is that by the time a warning light comes on, the issue may already have caused damage. Your car relies on 6 essential fluids: engine oil, coolant, brake fluid, transmission fluid, power steering fluid, and windshield washer fluid. For most vehicles, a monthly check is enough, but if your car burns oil, inspections should be more frequent. Modern cars may provide digital oil level warnings, but older models often lack this feature. Some vehicles, such as certain Audis and high-performance BMWs, are known to consume oil faster than average. Even reliable brands have had issues, including the 2007 Toyota Camry and various Subaru models like the Impreza and Forester. Low oil levels in particular can be devastating. Without proper lubrication, heat builds quickly, metal parts grind together, and knocking sounds may appear. Ignore the oil pressure light long enough, and you risk catastrophic engine failure. A simple visual inspection of your fluids is an easy step that prevents thousands in repairs. Yet when the weather turns extreme, preparation becomes even more important. Number 5. Starting in harsh weather. Extreme weather is one of the toughest challenges for any vehicle, and how you start your car under those conditions makes all the difference. Cold weather is especially hard on the battery, oil, and fuel system. When temperatures drop, engine oil thickens and moves more slowly, which means your engine is not fully lubricated the moment you start it. If you rev too early, parts like the turbocharger suffer. At idle, a turbo spins around 20,000 revolutions per minute, but a quick rev can send it soaring to nearly 300,000. Without oil flow in that split second, long-term damage is almost guaranteed. Repairs for a failed turbo can cost up to $5,000. The solution is simple. Let your car idle for at least 30 seconds to a minute in cold weather before driving. In extreme cold, below -15 Celsius, a block heater is essential. Plugging it in for several hours ensures the oil and coolant stay fluid enough to protect the engine. Hot weather brings its own risks. Always check coolant levels before starting because overheating can blow a head gasket, a repair that often costs over $1,400. Proper preparation prevents costly disasters. The same patience is needed when older engines refuse to warm quickly. Number 4. Driving without warming up. When you are pressed for time, it is tempting to start the car and pull away immediately. With most modern fuel-injected cars, that is generally acceptable. Older cars equipped with carburetors, however, need more patience. A carburetor relies on precise mixing of fuel and air, and in cold conditions, it needs a moment to stabilize. Driving off too soon interrupts that process, which can lead to poor performance and increased engine wear. In the short term, rushing a carbureted engine can cause sputtering, stalling, or even flooding with excess fuel. Imagine merging into traffic only to have your car stall in the middle of the road. This is exactly the type of situation mechanics warn against. Allowing the engine to warm up for a minute gives both the carburetor time to mix fuel properly and the oil time to circulate throughout the system. That lubrication is critical to reducing friction when parts are cold and stiff. Modern cars, however, face a different challenge with start-stop systems. Number 3. Relying on start-stop systems. Many modern vehicles now come with automatic start-stop systems, marketed as a clever way to save fuel. On paper, the numbers sound appealing. Depending on driving conditions, these systems can improve fuel efficiency anywhere from 3% to as high as 26%. The problem is that what you gain in fuel savings, you often lose in repair costs. Start-stop systems place enormous strain on both the starter motor and the battery. To handle the frequent restarts, manufacturers equip cars with stronger AGM batteries and reinforced starters, but even these wear down faster than in a car without the feature. Replacements are not cheap either, with AGM batteries typically costing twice as much as conventional ones. Over time, whatever money you saved at the pump is likely to be canceled out by higher maintenance expenses. There is also a safety concern. The slight delay while the car restarts can create dangerous situations in heavy traffic or at busy intersections, and there have already been accidents linked to that lag. While many vehicles allow you to disable the system with a button, others may require coding or a bypass device. If you choose to leave it on, be prepared for both higher costs and potential risks. Worse yet is when the wrong fuel or oil gets inside. Number 2. Starting with wrong fuel or oil. One of the most expensive mistakes a driver can make is filling up with the wrong fuel. Studies suggest nearly 1 in 5 drivers has made this error, often by forgetting which car they are in and mixing up gasoline with diesel. If this ever happens, the most important rule is simple: do not start the engine. Even turning the key just to move away from the pump can cause serious damage. Instead, place the car in neutral, push it aside if possible, and arrange for a tow. In a diesel engine, gasoline strips away the lubrication needed for the fuel pump and injectors. Running the engine even briefly can grind those components down, leading to repairs that typically cost up to $1,500. Gasoline engines suffer less immediate harm when filled with diesel, but the contaminated fuel still needs to be drained before the car is safe to drive. The same principle applies to engine oil. Using the wrong grade or type can cause leaks, unusual noises, and poor fuel economy. In rare cases, it can even cause severe engine damage. A quick drain and refill is far cheaper than risking catastrophic failure. But ignoring warnings and strange sounds could be catastrophic too. Number 1. Ignoring warnings and strange sounds. Many drivers treat the check engine light or an odd noise as something they can deal with later. Most of the time, it may not signal an immediate crisis, but ignoring it is a gamble that can become very expensive. Dashboard warnings and unusual sounds are your car's way of alerting you to developing problems, and the earlier you respond, the less damage is likely to occur. Strange noises often reveal what the warning lights cannot. A knocking or grinding sound usually points to internal engine issues. A high-pitched squeal may mean a loose or worn belt, while a humming or whining noise could indicate that the transmission is low on fluid or beginning to fail. Even if your OBD2 scanner does not reveal an error code, taking these signals seriously is the best way to prevent larger breakdowns. Protecting your car often comes down to avoiding small but costly mistakes at startup. Every driver can build better habits with a little awareness. Which of these errors have you seen most often on the road? Let us know in the comments, and remember to like and subscribe for more tips.